For decades, the global trade narrative was simple. Africa is a continent of 54 separate countries, most of them too small to move the needle in global negotiations. But something tectonic is happening. The African Continental Free Trade Area, which is in abbreviation AfCFTA, is now a reality. It is the largest free trade area in the world by the number of countries participating, connecting 1.4 billion people and a combined GDP of over $3 trillion. Today, we're not just talking about a treaty, we're talking about the end of the divide and conquer approach to African trade. We are going to explore how this unified market changes everything in Africa-USA relations. This is not just about moving goods, it's about a continent finally speaking with one voice. To understand why this is a game changer for the US, and you first have to understand the before state. Previously, if a manufacturer in Ghana wanted to sell to Kenya, they often faced higher tariffs and more bureaucratic red tape than if they were shipping to Europe. It made intra-African trade incredibly expensive. After changes that, it aims to eliminate tariffs of 90% of goods and reduce non-tariff barriers like customs, delays, and port inefficiencies. For the US, this means that when you engage with Africa, you are not just negotiating with 54 separate entities, but you are actually speaking to a 1.4 billion people with a $1.3 trillion GDP. You are also effectively negotiating with a single massive economic bloc with a paradigm shift in how Washington views the continent, its potential. Why does the US care? Because American corporations want scale. It is incredibly difficult for a Fortune 500 company to build a supply chain when every country they enter has different laws, different tax codes, and different quality of standards. AfCFTA created a single rulebook. It provides the harmonization that makes large-scale investment de-risked, and the US looks at Africa now. In a way, they see a market that can eventually rival the European Union or the North American market in terms of ease of doing business. It allows investors to build a regional base and, let's say, in Senegal or Egypt, and sell product across the entire continent with minimal friction. But let's be real. A treaty on paper doesn't move a cargo across deserts. The AfCFTA is only as strong as the physical infrastructure connecting it. This is where the Africa-USA relationship gets exciting. The US is pivoting its development finance towards hard infrastructure. We're talking about port upgrades in West Africa, regional rail lines, and digital logistics platforms. The US is bringing its private-public partnership model to the table, aimed at solving the last-mile connectivity issues. Now, if Africa can build the roads and the digital rails, the AfCFTA will turn the continent into a global manufacturing powerhouse. It is a massive project, but the US recognizes that they need to be a part of it. If you're a young entrepreneur or student, the AfCFTA is your biggest opportunity. Before this, your market was your country. Now, your market is the entire continent. You can develop software solutions in Nairobi and scale it to Dakar without worrying about the cross-border tariffs. This US is currently launching programs to support this specific type of cross-border scaling. They are looking for the next big thing in African logistics, payment, and green energy. This is your chance to pivot from a local focus to a continental strategy. The AfCFTA is not just an engagement, it is an identity shift. Africa is moving from being a group of fragmented economies to a single power block economy. The US is watching. They are preparing to invest, but the real work is being done by you on the ground, connecting the pieces, and making sure that you be a good citizen in the continent. Are you ready to scale your business across borders? What do you think? In this biggest hurdle, what do you think is actually the biggest hurdle remaining for AfCFTA? Drop a comment below and let's get into the details. See you in the next video.